Fallout 4 is one of those games where things can get dark very fast, particularly in the choices you can make. Bethesda took a lot of criticism for not including enough choice and consequence in this game, among other things, but there are still some surprisingly despicable decisions you can make if you want to RP as an evil wastelander. In this video, we're going to explore the 10 most cursed decisions in Fallout 4, so buckle up, grab some iced coffee, and let's dive into the wacky world of the Commonwealth. Number 1. Kill Paladin Danse in blind betrayal. Paladin Danse is our favorite power armor wearing super soldier companion who will do anything for the cause. My mans is committed to eradicating all manner of ghouls, super mutant, and synths in the name of the Brotherhood. Only problem is he's actually a synth himself, and his true nature will be exposed during the main story quest, Blind Betrayal. If you pursue the Brotherhood questline up until this point, then Elder Maxon will order you to track down and eliminate Danse, who fled from the Brotherhood after getting exposed. This is one of the best quests in the game as it forces you to confront the Brotherhood's ideology. Do you kill your friend and stay a hardline BOS member, or try to find another solution? The most cursed outcome is to comply with Maxon's orders at the end of the quest and cut down the homie Danse.
Don't you understand? I thought I was human, Arthur. From the moment I was taken in by the Brotherhood, I've done absolutely nothing to betray your trust, and I never will.
It's too late for that now. The Institute has foolishly chosen to grant you life. You simply should not exist. I don't intend to debate this any longer. My orders stand.
It's all right. We did our best. You convinced me that I was wrong to be ashamed of my true identity, and I thank you for it. Whatever you decide, know that I'm going to my grave with no anger and no regrets.
Touching. Either you execute Danse, or I will, Knight. The choice is yours.
For the good of the Brotherhood, he needs to die.
Finally. You've come to your senses. You may proceed, Knight.
Ad Victoriam, brother.
You've done the right thing, Knight.
What about Dance's corpse?
We leave it here as a warning to the Institute. That nothing, not even their finest technology, can cloud our vigilance.
That's harsh, bro, but you know what they say, the only good synth is a... Number 2, sell Billy to Bullet. The most absurd quest in all of Fallout 4 has to be Kid in a Fridge. It's exactly what it sounds like. Outside the Quincy ruins, you'll find a refrigerator that has a kid trapped in it. But not just any kid, a ghoul child who's been stuck inside that icebox since the bombs dropped in 2077. How did he survive with no food or water for the past 200 years? Bethesda immortal ghoul logic, that's how. After saving Billy, your next objective is to help him find his parents. But before you can get it done, a gunner soldier named Bullet will come through and make you an interesting offer.
Cute kid. Is he for sale?
For the right price, yeah.
Please, don't sell me to this guy.
I'll give you 200 caps right now.
Sold. Kid, I found you a new home.
Come on, kid. I got some holes that need digging.
You son of a bitch. I'll get you for this.
Bye, Billy. Say hi to the Gunners for me. Selling Billy to the Gunners is certainly a cursed choice, but you know what's never a bad decision? Investing in yourself to level up your career, which is where today's sponsor comes into play. Boot.dev is the best platform for learning back-end web development. One of the biggest issues with learning any kind of programming is overcoming boredom, so Boot.dev took an approach of game design to make their development courses fun and rewarding. As you complete coding assignments, you will earn XP, achievements, and complete quests on your journey to become a max-level back-end developer. And these ain't no useless side quests, sorry Billy. With Boot.dev, you'll get hands-on practical coding experience from the get-go, because the best way to learn coding is to start writing code and shipping projects. So you'll be writing tons of code in Python and Go. While Fallout's economy is driven by caps and scraps, the economy of our world is fueled by technology. And in this environment, programmers have amazing earning potential. In fact, the median salary in the US for back-end developers last year was over $100,000. Plus, programmers often have the flexibility to work from home, kinda like Mr. House. So if you're looking to make a career change, or just learn a new set of skills, then now is a great time to get started with boot.dev. Click the link in the description box and use my code BigDanGaming to get 25% off your first payment for boot.dev. That's 25% off your first month or your first year, depending on the subscription you choose. Number 3, refuse to give Austin the Serum. Vault 81 is one of the few active and thriving vaults we can discover in the Fallout universe. The residents of 81 live peacefully and even trade with passing caravans from the surface. But unbeknownst to them, there is a section of the vault filled with diseased mole rats that were a part of a Vault-Tec experiment. And unfortunately, a young child named Austin ended up getting bitten by one of these mole rats and contracting a terminal illness.
You there. How would you like to do Vault 81 a favor and possibly save my boy's life?
This isn't my problem. Find someone else to run your errands.
You useless piece of shit. You won't even lift a finger to save a little boy.
Fortunately for Austin, a Mr. Handy robot researcher managed to synthesize a cure, which it gives to the sole survivor. But this thing is probably pretty valuable, eh? So why hand it over to this dude if we stand a chance to profit?
Give him half, and I'll take the other half.
It doesn't work that way. Half a dose won't cure him. Stop being selfish and just give me the serum.
Let him die. I'm keeping it.
You're going to sell it, aren't you, bastard? Are you really willing to let Austin die just to earn a few caps?
He can die for all I care. What's one more dead child in this world?
No wonder we don't let many Commonwealth people into the vault. You are a cold, selfish bastard. Get out of my sight.
But hey, maybe this is all his fault. This never would have happened if he didn't get bit by that mole rat. What can I say? Winners win and losers lose.
He can die for all I care.
Number 4, turn in Dima without helping Far Harbor. The Far Harbor DLC is one of my favorite expansions of all time, and it gives us a lot more tough decisions, which is a great opportunity for morally bankrupt characters too. Dima, the synth leader of Acadia, projects an outward appearance of striving for peace. But in actuality, he's willing to resort to murder and subterfuge to protect Acadia at all costs. Through the DLC's main story, we explore Dima's memories and discover that he murdered the former leader of Far Harbor and replaced her with a synth. You know what they say, you can take the synth out of the Institute, but you can't take the Institute out of the synth. After learning the truth, you have the option to convince Dima to turn himself into the authorities in Far Harbor and confess to the murder of Avery. This is arguably the right thing to do to make Dima own up to his crimes, but it could have very dastardly consequences depending on our relationship with Far Harbor. If we fail to complete enough side quests to gain the trust of key figures in Far Harbor, then we will not be able to convince the residents to spare Acadia after Dima is exposed.
I only ask that you judge me and not what we've built together. Allow the peace between Acadia and Far Harbor to last beyond this.
Peace? You call murdering one of ours peace? I say we end this bastard and then burn his whole goddamn Acadia to the ground!
Alan, enough. Dima will pay for his crime, but not Acadia. This path you want leads to murder. Cold-blooded murder.
We leave them be. We'll never know if they're killing and replacing us one by one. No. We kill every last one of them just to be sure. Who's with me?
Every time you open your damn mouth, Alan, the whole town suffers. Shut up.
What? I oughta...
Don't listen to the mainlander. My brother knows what we've got to do.
Mainlander cleared my farm, avenged my family, more than the rest of you ever did for me.
Alan's never been afraid to do what needs doing.
Everyone said their piece. It's clear what we have to do. Out of the way, Captain.
Alan, no!
Synths! Those murdering synths! I've been telling you for years we gotta do something. Well, time's up. We're doing it now. Grab a gun from my shop if you ain't got one. We're taking care of Acadia. Starting with that synth bastard.
This ain't nothing.
Like this.
This leads to an absolute bloodbath, or maybe circuit bath, since they're synths, and our Far Harbor homies will completely wipe out Acadia. Kasumi is one of the casualties as well, the girl we were sent to Far Harbor to rescue in the first place, who turned out to not actually be a synth. Yeah, she bites the dust too. Outside of killing the settlements ourselves in one manner or another, this is definitely one of the most cursed outcomes in the entire Far Harbor expansion. Number 5, give all your belongings to Brother Thomas. In a broken world like the Fallout Commonwealth, it's understandable to yearn for meaning and connection, to yearn for a time before the bombs fell. And thankfully, there is a group that has a solution: the Pillars of the Community. Sure, some may call it a cult, but Brother Thomas is offering a solution to all your pain and suffering. Attachment is the root of all suffering, so the first step to your peace is to give up all your worldly possessions to Thomas, which, hilariously, you can actually go through with.
You have to learn to give up your attachment to material possessions in order to gain the ability to have true wealth, health, and happiness. Just go ahead and give me everything you own, and I'll initiate you as a first-level pillar of the community.
Strong not pillar. Strong keep hammer.
This is everything I have. Oh, you're really going to... welcome. You've made a brave step into a bright future. You're now officially a pillar of the community. So here's level 1. Repeat this mantra to yourself until you truly believe it. I deserve a better life. A better life is coming. A better life is almost here. Once you truly believe that in your innermost self, you'll be ready for level 2. That's when things will really start to happen for you.
How will I know when I'm ready for level 2?
Oh, you'll know. Good things will start to happen. You'll see. You just have to keep working on level 1 until they do.
It's hilarious watching that list of notifications for every item that's left your possession, and the way your clothes instantly disappear from your body the second you make the dialogue choice. If you want to get your items back at this point, you'll either need to employ violence, or get really lucky with your pickpocketing skills. Or, just embrace the naked, unarmed build. Number 6, side with the Institute. Most of the factions in Fallout 4 are morally flawed in some way, except perhaps the Minutemen. But the most cartoonishly evil faction of them all is definitely the Institute. They are committed to bringing about their vision for the future by force, and they have no problem meddling in the affairs of the surface to advance their own goals, as demonstrated by the time the Institute massacred the Commonwealth Provisional Government. Leaving the Commonwealth in the hands of these people could potentially lead to technological progress, but without any of the moral guide rails that good science should have. It can only end badly, so siding with the Institute and wiping out their competitors in the wasteland is definitely one of the most cursed things you can do in Fallout 4. Number 7, kill the Railroad on sight. The Railroad are a kind of goofy faction that gets memed on a lot, since they place the rights of synths above even humans in their actions. Also, since they're supposed to be this secretive organization that is so secure and hard to find, but they're literally just hiding in a church basement on the Freedom Trail, and the password to their hideout is just Railroad. Like, seriously, bro? But before they'll allow you into their little clique, you've got to complete a task for them to earn their trust. Or you could just give them the old lead shower. Given how things are trending with invincible NPCs in Bethesda games like Starfield, it's actually quite refreshing to go back to Fallout 4 and actually have the option to wipe out an entire faction on sight. But obviously this is a pretty cursed decision, not just because killing them is kind of evil, but because you'll lock yourself out of a lot of quest content too. And more importantly, it prevents you from getting the Ballistic Weave armor mod, which allows you to add defensive armor rating to any piece of clothing in the game. So if you want to get an armored bathrobe, then you gotta tolerate the Railroad for at least a little bit. Number 8, execute Amelia during human error. Covenant is a creepy town full of overly friendly people that is hiding a deep, dark secret because, of course they are. This is another one of those synth rights quests that are at the heart of the moral and philosophical struggles we face in Fallout 4. Do synths deserve the same rights and protections as humans? Maybe it's because I played Mass Effect and I have a soft spot for Legion and the Geth, but my gut feeling is yes. If there are synthetic people that experience the same thoughts and emotions as real people, then they should be treated with dignity. But at the same time, many of the synths we face in Fallout 4 were replacements for real people that the Institute murdered. And this is the case for Amelia Stockton, as we can learn from her father, Old Man Stockton, in Bunker Hill.
Dr. Chambers said Amelia was a synth. Was she right?
Keep it down. Amelia's a synth, though even she doesn't know that. After what she went through with those monsters, maybe she suspects. But there's nothing to be done about that now.
After discovering Amelia's location in the shady research lab below Covenant, we have a choice. Kill Amelia, or try and free her, which turns the entire town hostile. Despite the shady circumstances in which Synth Amelia was created, it's not like she chose this life, so it doesn't seem right to just kill her. She's effectively innocent. Plus, killing Synth Amelia won't bring back the real Amelia, and it won't bring back any of the people who the residents of Covenant lost either. The cruel experiments of Covenant, perpetuated by Dr. Chambers, will do nothing but create more misery. So I think the most cursed decision is to indulge their revenge fantasies and misguided synth detection tests. Number 9. Kill Cito. The Nuka World DLC sees the sole survivor taking over a collection of raider gangs in the Nuka World amusement park. And our first order of business as Overboss is to conquer the rest of the park from hostile creatures and dole out the territory to the gangs. One of these territories is Safari Kingdom, which has become overrun by Gator Deathclaw hybrids. Along the way, we'll stumble upon a dumbass dude named Cito, who was literally raised by gorillas. After capturing the park, we can convince Cito to leave, or just leave him alone and allow him to coexist with the incoming raider gang. Or we can make the most cursed decision and just wipe him out instead.
No more monsters?
Apart from your hideous family, yeah. I think the monsters here are gone.
New friend make bad joke. No worry. Cito think funny. How Cito thank new friend?
Sorry, Cito. I've got other friends moving into the zoo. And you'll just get in the way.
You betray Cito? You enemy now.
Number 10. Wiping out Acadia, the Children of Adam, and Far Harbor. There are a lot of bad endings to the Far Harbor DLC since the main quest gives us the means to wipe out any faction. So why not just cleanse the island entirely and secure peace by wiping out every faction instead? There are a number of ways we can achieve this, but the way I pulled this off was to have Dima confess without helping Far Harbor, which lets the Far Harbor residents take care of Acadia. Then I inputted the nuclear launch codes to take care of the Children of Adam. And finally, I shut off the wind farms keeping the fog out of Far Harbor, which lets nature take its course. And with that, the destruction of all of Far Harbor is complete. So there you have it. The 10 most cursed decisions you can make in Fallout 4. There are actually a ton of other choices that I couldn't fit into this video. So maybe I'll have to do a worst playthrough where I make all the bad choices in one run. What are some terrible Fallout 4 choices that I missed? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe to Big Dan Gaming for more Fallout and RPG videos. Big shout out to all the channel members for supporting my content. Until next time, this has been Big Dan. I should go.